Hello, we're going to cover the systems of equations. Let me share my screen. Dealing with systems of equations, we have three types of systems that we'll be working with. Parallel lines, an example here, no solution because they don't intersect. Intersecting lines have one unique solution because they do intersect. They intersect at one point, and wherever they cross, that's the solution. Has the ordered pair x then y. The third type are coinciding lines, which is actually the same line, and they have infinitely many solutions because the line continues forever and ever. So, okay, this is let me just put example. These are examples, okay. Ways to solve systems of equations, we'll do it graphically and algebraically, okay. Algebraically, we're going to use two methods, the substitution method and the elimination method. There are other ways, but I'm going to show you the substitution method and the elimination method. All right, so we're going to start by solving a system graphically. So let's look at an example. All right, suppose we have to solve the system by graphing, okay? So basically, the first equation you have y is equal to negative 2x plus 1. So how many points do we need to make a straight line? Okay, we need 2 points. And so again, you can make your XY table and find 2 points on the graph. You can let x be 0. Since it's already solved for y, we can let x be 0. And if x is 0, that's negative 2 times 0, which is 0, so you just end up with y is equal to 1. So everybody see that? Okay. And then I say let x equal to 1. So if we say x is equal to 1, then we put it in to the same equation, negative 2 times 1 plus 1. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2, plus 1 gives you negative 1. So we have our 2 points. And so then you go into the program and you click on your line tool and you plot your 2 points, 0, 1, and 1, negative 1. And as soon as you click twice, it's going to graph the line for you. Okay, so that's line 1. So now we need to graph line 2. Okay, line 2 is 2x plus y equals negative 9. All right, and so I say if the point that you find is not on the graph, you must find another point. For example, if we picked x as 1, if we plugged it in, we would have y is equal to negative 11, and that's not on the grid. So you want to make sure that the point that you do get is on the graph. So if we look down here, okay, again for the second one, I'll let x equal 0. If x is 0, then you have 2 times 0, which I'll show right here, plus y equals negative 9. So when you solve that, you get y is equal to negative 9. So we have the point 0, negative 9. If x is equal to negative 1, plug it in to solve for y. So we have 2 times negative 1 plus y equals negative 9. 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 plus y is equal to negative 9. When you add 2 to both sides, y is equal to negative 7. So we have the point negative 1, negative 7. So now we go to the line tool, click on your line tool, and then we will plot the 2 points, 0, negative 9, okay, here, and then negative 1, negative 7. So as soon as you click on the second one, it's going to automatically draw your line for you. And so as we can see here, that we have a parallel system. That means that they do not touch. And so therefore the solution okay, should be no solution. All right, so you get parallel lines. All right, so now let's look at solving a system algebraically. Okay, I'm going to look at the elimination method first, and basically I want to, there are different ways of dealing with the elimination method, but the main thing you want to make sure is that the x's are lined up, the y's are lined up, and your constants are lined up. Okay, so that's what you have to do first. Then we want to decide, okay, which variable do you want to eliminate, the x or the y? It doesn't matter. Before we start eliminating, because if we add these two equations, nobody eliminates. So if we come over here for a minute and we look at, let's say, the number 2 and 4. If we look at 2 and 4, if we add these, they don't eliminate, correct? Basically, what we're applying is the least common multiple. So we found a least common multiple of 2 and 4, okay, which is the number that both 2 and 4 will divide into. That's going to help us out. So we know that the least common multiple is 4. Well, we have a 4 here. In order for them to eliminate, one has to be positive 4, one has to be negative 4. So what that means, I need to get negative 4 in this position here. So I'll multiply by negative 2. And so when I do that, you get negative 4, right? And 4. That stays the same. So when you add them, they eliminate, correct? All right. Because so basically that's what you're doing. If the signs are the same, these are both positive, you're going to have to multiply one of them by negative. Even if the signs are both negative, that's the same. So you still would have to multiply somebody by a negative in order to change the sign. Because when you finish, you want to be able to add and eliminate, okay, the terms that you're trying to eliminate. All right, so let's look at this. So if we look here, we want to eliminate the x's, okay? So if we want to eliminate the x, so looking at the coefficients, okay? We got 4 and 1. Now, so the LCM of 4 and 1 is 4. So we have 4 here, but we don't have a negative 4 here. So we would need to multiply the second equation by negative 4. Okay? So rewrite the first equation. And when you do the multiplication of the second one, you have to do it by everybody, including a negative 12. So that becomes negative 4x minus 8y is equal to a negative 48, okay? And that's what I have here, as you can see. So now you are ready to add, okay? So if we add, the x's eliminate, and you end up with negative 11 is equal to negative 55. We're able to solve for y, okay? And so when we solve for y, that means that y is equal to 5. So once we have 5, we're able to find x, plug it into either original equation, the first or the second one, it doesn't matter, okay? And so if you do that, okay, we decided to use the second equation. And so we have x plus 2 times y, which is 5, is equal to 12. X plus 10 is equal to 12. Minus 10 on both sides, then you get x is equal to 2. So your solution to that system is 2, 5, which means that they intersect. Okay? So I hope that has been helpful. Okay.